All right, so I was thinking today about this debate I had, and or really debates plural, with this one guy about the existence of God and the truth of Christianity. And this guy always gave this really, really, really bad response. And I was like, okay, this is response. I was thinking today, this might be the worst debate response I've ever heard. And I tried to think about it. I was like, man, this might be the worst debate response I've ever heard. So his response was, "There's people who don't agree with you," and that's a really bad response. That's bad, you know. He gave it and to be fair, he's 17, 18, so maybe he wouldn't say that now, you know. But that was bad. That was dumb. That might be the worst debate response I've ever heard. I'm not trying to put that guy down, but that might actually be the worst debate response I've ever heard. The only one I could think of that was maybe dumber, and I thought a lot about this. I thought because I knew a family of mentally handicapped people, and they would argue all the time. But I never heard them make a debate that dumb. Honestly, it was just bad. The only one I thought of there was these two guys, and one of them wanted to do things one way, and another one wanted to do things another way, and they just cussed at each other, and they didn't say my way's better. The cuss words weren't relevant to giving any proof. It was just I'm gonna do it this way, and the other guy was like, no, you're not. You're gonna do it my way. And it was I'm gonna do it this way. Bleep bleep bleep. No, you're not. Bleep 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 bleep. And I'm my way. Bleep bleep bleep. My way. Bleep 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 bleep. And then he conceded. But that was pretty dumb. But I was thinking there's people out there who disagree with you might be the worst argument I've ever heard. Like it's dumb on so many levels. So many levels. First of all, I could say well, there's people out there who agree with me. Does that prove that I'm right? Well, obviously, the fact that you're debating with me means that you are inherently assuming that there is someone out there who is wrong about something. Why would you even disagree with me if you think it's impossible for there to be people who are wrong about things? So to say that well, there's people out there who disagree with you, well, but it is possible for people to be wrong about things. Is it not? And honestly, I was thinking that's one of those things that's so dumb that there's been a lot of situations in my life and debates where people say something that's so dumb that I don't respond to it, and I don't I stop the debate right there and I just move on, because I thought that that meant that they gave up or something, or they admitted that I think it's so dumb that I think well, they just admitted I was right, there's been numerous times where people said something and it was that dumb, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's over, and then I realized later, I was like, man, I think that guy, he actually thought that made sense, why didn't I say anything? So but it's that's really dumb, Larry Elder's example, he said, 10% of the population believes Elvis is still alive, and 8% of the population believes that, if they mail him a letter, he'd write it back. That's actually a lot of people. So are you telling me that just because there's a group of people who think that he is alive? Because I mean, think about we could say there are other people, so if that means he's alive, then we could say, well, but there's 90% of the population thinks Elvis is dead. So now he's gonna. I mean, does Elvis just pop into existence because people decided that they think he's alive? Reality is what it is, and then the question is, who is right about reality, given that people think different things? So you've got to do more than just like think what you think. And that's like implied in the fact that you're having a disagreement ever. There's people out there who disagree with you. And like, I mean, you could at least tell me that like, well, those people are experts, you know, they know more about this than you. But like he never said that. He just said there's people. Okay, well there's people out there who agree with me. Like think about it, like with Elvis or just with, you know, evidence for God's existence. I gave you good reasons to believe God exists, so therefore God exists. Or there is no good reason to believe God exists, therefore you don't know if God exists. Those are your only options, actually. You either have good reason to believe in God or you don't. So, like, there's a lot of people who think there's no good reason to believe in God. And there's a lot of people who think that there is. Somebody must be wrong. And it just amazes me that, like, I didn't, like, I just, why should I even, like, I didn't continue the debate at that point. I was like, well, this debate is over. It's like, what do you say? What do I say after that? Do I have to literally say to this person, I think those people are wrong? Because like that's a first grader, like when you're 5, 6 years old kind of argument that you have where it's like, nuh-uh, I'm right. Nuh-uh, you're wrong, I'm right. Nuh-uh, 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 I'm right, I'm right. Nuh-uh, 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 I'm right. Like, that doesn't, the fact that like one person holds a position, like, think to yourself, like, have you ever been wrong about anything? Almost certainly you can think of times when you have been wrong, where you thought you were right, but then it turned out, oh, you were wrong. So, like, that's my point. You can be wrong. You can be wrong for a long time. You can be mixed up. You can not have all the information. You can not be thinking it through clearly. Like, in math class, have you ever done the problem and gotten the wrong answer? When you had all the information you needed and you just didn't reason it through clearly? Yes, you have. Everyone has done that. Made mental mistakes. And the fact that you're disagreeing with me, so like literally, if you say that like, I give you proof for God's existence, right? And then you come back with, but there's people out there who don't agree with you. Like, if that proves me wrong, but I don't concede it, then now I am evidence that like, of the existence of people who are wrong. Which would then debunk your previous argument. Is it really that complicated to understand the concept that people can be wrong? But like, it blows my mind because like I think back and I'm like, you know what? Like, I think that guy, he actually thought that made sense. What do you say to that? How do you even like, I don't even, it's just fascinating. Like, what do I even say at that point? Where do I go with that? Honestly. Anyway, that's long enough for this video. A fascinating tidbit of information for me. Who knows if anyone out there will be interested. There you have it.